Rangers. Carlos Carrasco and the Indians have taken the field while he makes his warm-up tosses. Let's take a look at Ron Washington's starting lineup. For Texas, Julio Bourbon leads it off. He's in left field. Then Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, followed by Ian Kinsler. Then you've got Marlon Byrd, Nelson Cruz, and David Murphy. Pudge Rodriguez, Chris Davis, and Omar Vizquel rounded out.
Well, the second start for Carlos Carrasco, his first at home. Let's hope this one fares a little bit better for Carlos. He was roughed up in his first outing in Detroit, where he went 3 innings, gave up 3 home runs and 9 hits. Let's check out the defense behind Carrasco. It looks like this, and it is brought to you by Honda. It is Laporta in left, Brantley in center, Chu in right, Peralta at third, Cabrera at short, Valbuena at second, Marte at first, and Marson catching.
Umpiring crew, Randy Marsh, the crew chief, calling balls and strikes. Johnson, Hudson, and Hernandez on the bases. First pitch from Carrasco is ball 1 to Julio Bourbon. Comes in batting .318.
Well, the only time we've seen this young man play, he can run a little bit, Matt. He can really get down that line.
70 degrees, our game time temperature. In the air, foul, out of play, and the count quickly, a ball and 2 strikes.
There could be an opportunity for every fan to have a foul ball here this afternoon.
Yeah, this first game is going to be lightly attended. Probably see more folks streaming in for the regularly scheduled 7 o'clock game. Bourbon checking the bat, thought he might have cracked it on the handle. But all seems well. The 1-2 from Carlos Carrasco. Weakly hit towards short as Drupal Cabrera throws him out. 1 away. Texas comes in with a mark of 76 and 60. 5 games out in the West, so that's a pretty sizable gap to try and make up with just less than a month of baseball to be played, and especially considering the Angels haven't had many swoons this year. But the Rangers very much alive in that wild card race.
Yeah, 2.5 behind the Red Sox.
And as you pointed out in our earlier conversation before the game, the schedule pretty favorable for Texas.
It looks like it. Now, they have 6 games left with the Angels, and they've done a nice job. They're 9-3 against the Angels this year. So, you know, nothing is – you still shoot for that division crown if you can get it.
The 0-1. Low and away. A ball and a strike on Elvis Andrus, who has done a phenomenal job when you consider a rookie at his age, and he has just stepped in. You knew that you were going to get good defense from him. I don't know that anybody expected the offense he's produced.
All right, that's usually when you're a young player like that, when you get called up to the big leagues, first and foremost, it's because of your offense, and then they have to teach you defense. Well, this guy is a defensive gem and has held his own offensively.
I'm sure they'd have been happy with an average in the 250 range.
And there's the guy they brought in to tutor him along the way is Omar Vizquel. And, of course, Andrus in the number 2 spot today because Michael Young is out. You know, he's normally in that spot in the lineup, and you have Josh Hamilton out. So they're going to have to weather the storm with 2 of their big boppers. They're probably their most important guys in the lineup. The last time the Indians faced the Rangers, it was Kinsler and Cruz that was out of the lineup.
The 2-2. Back up the middle and a nice stab by Carrasco. He'll take care of Andrus, 2 down. Rick, when you talk about bringing in a guy like Omar Vizquel to help tutor a young player and Andrus, when you broke into the big leagues, there were veteran players around you that I'm sure helped you, but veteran players probably don't want to overstep their bounds too much, do they?
Well, they don't, but you know what it is? It's like you learn just by watching the guy. Omar's been around. He's been one of the best shortstops ever. He just want him to wear off on this guy a little bit. You know, some of the things that he does, his work habits, how he goes about his business. What it is, it's like adding a coach to your staff that the player's going to listen to.
Line drive, base hit. What else is new for Ian Kinsler?
Well, he's an excellent fastball hitter. This guy puts a good swing on the ball and first hit of the ball game.
Kinsler only batting .253 coming in, but those power numbers, 29 home runs, 24 doubles.
Yeah.
And a guy who can turn on a fastball with the best of them.
Well, you look at the second baseman in the American League, and that is definitely a power position now. When you look at the likes of Aaron Hill in Toronto, you look at Robinson Cano in New York, you look at Kinsler here, Pedroia in Boston. They got some very good second basemen that can hit.
So a two-out base runner for Marlon Byrd, and they got Kinsler picked off. Almost looked like they caught him napping. Marte will put the tag on him, and the inning is over. So now the Indians behind the red-hot Michael Brantley come to bat when we return. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Michael Brantley is Dribble Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo. Peralta, Hafner, and Luis Valbuena, who's tearing it up here at home. Then Matt Laporta, Andy Marte, and Lou Marzin making his Indians debut here today. Michael Brantley steps in to lead us off. He's hit in every game he's played in thus far. 6 straight to start his major league career. And takes a first pitch strike from Tommy Hunter, who has been a big help to the Texas Rangers playoff push.
Boy, has he ever. This kid started the year out in Double-A, went to Triple-A, and you know, he did pitch another game against the Indians August 12th here.
A gem.
Yeah, 7 2/3, 6 hits. He shut him out. But, you know, this guy, he seems to have a knack or a good feel for pitching with breaking balls. He's not overpowering. He's got a good, big, wide body base.
Popped him up on the infield. The shortstop Andrus takes it, 1 away.
Let's check out that defense for the Texas Rangers behind Hunter tonight. It's Bourbon in left, the Bird in center, Cruz is in right. Vizquel at third, Andrus at short, Kinsler at second, Davis at first, and Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. And Tommy Hunter, the 23-year-old, has won 6 of his last 9 starts. Doesn't give up very many hits. Opposition hitting just .229. 2 strikeouts for every 1 walk in his 80 innings of pitching.
As Dribble Cabrera, big bouncer towards second. Kinsler takes the room service hop, throws him out, 2 away. And that'll bring up Shin-Soo Choo. Choo, a .300 hitter on the year, 14 homers, 74 knocked in. A light breeze blowing in from right center here this afternoon. You see the big flag? Still very humid here in downtown Cleveland. Breaking ball, that's smacked toward the alley, and that's a base hit for Shin-Soo Choo. So both teams with a 2-out single in the first inning. Let's see if the Indians could take advantage.
All right, a little breaking ball that he made a luffed upstairs a little bit that Choo jumps on, takes advantage of. So a 2-out base hit.
And it brings up Johnny Peralta, who's hit in 3 straight games. A .275 average on the year. Up and in with the heater. Peralta has driven in 35 runs since the All-Star break, and that's 5th best in the American League. And has really thrived in the middle of that order. And I guess when you start thinking about next year, that's probably where he's going to reside.
Well, he's not what you would consider a typical 4th-place hitter. There goes Choo.
Taken off, and the throw not in time. He beat it. Shin-Soo Choo with his 19th stolen base on the year.
At one time, they used to say there's no way you could run on Rodriguez. But Choo gets a pretty good jump. He still has a good arm. But you steal this one off the pitcher. It was a good pitch to throw on. He gets it there. Kinsler takes it in front of the bag, but not before Choo slides in safely.
Rodriguez coming back to the Rangers after spending the first part of the year with the Houston Astros. Peralta fouls it back. I agree with you in that Peralta's not your prototypical leadoff guy, but for whatever reason, last year and this year, cleanup guy. Last year and this season, though, he has been a better hitter when he's been put in that spot.
For whatever reason. You know, usually when you look at a number 4 hitter, you look at a guy that can hit home runs. And the Indians don't really have one on this team that you can lock in. Choo hit 4th a lot, but Peralta has been the guy the last 2 years.
Lazy fly to deep left, and the inning is over. After an inning, no score here in Cleveland. Indians, Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. By McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, all made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental and Dentures, we make seeing the dentist easy. Carlos Carrasco with a breaking ball strike to Marlon Byrd to start inning number 2. Actually caught a ball, looked pretty good though. Byrd, a .276 hitter, 15 homers, 69 driven in.
You know, he's had really a pretty solid year, all things considered, because he's filled in and played center field with Hamilton missing a lot of the time. He has 40 doubles, Just under 70 RBIs. He's really had a solid year.
And the guy on deck has followed his lead. There's a line drive right center field in the alley. Chu will try to cut it off, and he will. Bird, big turn, but he's not going to challenge that arm.
No, and it's a nice play by Shin-Soo Chu to cut it off and hold him to a single.
Nelson Cruz, who follows Bird in the Texas Ranger lineup, has hit 31 home runs this year and driven in 70 for Texas. So he has been another addition to that lineup that has kept the power supply rolling in Texas.
He's really come into his own this year. And, you know, you remember at the All-Star game, he's in the home run competition, what the show that Cruz put on. Was beaten out by Prince Fielder, but I'll tell you what, this guy has great power. That slightly open stance. And, you know, when this team plays at their home ballpark, and thank goodness we started there early in the year, the first 3 games before it was hot, and that ball just seems to fly out of there.
Didn't seem to do us a whole lot of good, though.
Well, it didn't do us a whole lot of good then because they got off to a very good start this year.
The 0-1 swung on and missed.
But think about that 4-game series we played in Texas last year in August, where it seemed like every game was 4 hours or 3.5 to 4 hours, and the wind was blowing and howling, and the pitches and homers, they were flying.
So far this year in the season series, Texas has 26 extra base hits to 13 for the Tribe, and Cruz is down on strikes. Carrasco featuring a good slider there down and away, and Cruz is the first strikeout victim for Carrasco here today.
Well, you get ahead of him, and there you go. You can expand the zone. He wasn't able to do that in his last start. But that goes to show you the importance of pitching in front of very good hitters.
A little more relaxed maybe today for Carrasco.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. And you knew it had to happen. That first one, you get a little too geared up for it, and you just overthrow, and you know your energy is just too much. You don't take a breath and relax. And especially when they hit you early. Then it just continues to snowball.
They jumped on every mistake he made.
They sure did. Oh, my goodness.
He's got him picked off.
That's the second time tonight in 2 innings.
Marte will run him back towards second.
Good job.
Flip, and Valbuena applies the tag.
Nice job.
Marlon Byrd erased 2 down, and Ron Washington out. Maybe to argue.
Maybe he didn't step off the mound.
He did.
Well, if he stepped off and they did not call a balk, believe me, they would have called it if he didn't step off. He wants to talk to Lance Barkdale and say, hey, wait a minute.
He did step off. You could see him, Angel Hernandez, telling Ron Washington he did step off, and the replay confirmed that. You watch his back foot step off, which you have to do.
Well, he did.
Looked clean. So with 2 down, David Murphy takes a strike on the outside edge, and it's quickly 0-2. And the 0-2 fastball fouled back. I believe that putout goes 1-6-3-4. Murphy, a .266 hitter on the year for Texas. One of 4 left-handed bats in the lineup today, and he smashes this one deep right field. Chu is going to watch this one find the seats. And David Murphy, with his 14th home run of the year, puts Texas in front 1-0.
Now coming on an 0-2 pitch. And Murphy getting his 14th. Sure, we'll get a look at the location of this pitch. 0-2 now. Remember, this one is, not where you want it.
He wanted it in.
Yeah. And, you know, and it all comes from location, and you can see why. When you don't hit your spots, big league hitters do damage. He had a chance to really, if you're going to go in and they wanted it in, you better go in off the plate, and if you have to, knock them off the plate.
Pudge Rodriguez, aggressive as always, going after that first pitch, fouls it straight back.
But that's something you talk to him, you'll go into the dugout and you'll talk to him and, hey, let's go. We wanted it in. Try and get it in there, and if you miss off the plate.
A 1-1 delivery. Big bouncer towards third. Peralta on the short hop. Flips it over, and the side is retired. But the solo shot by David Murphy now has the Rangers in front 1-0. Of the second inning, Travis Hafner, Luis Valbuena, and Matt Laporta will take their turn against Tommy Hunter. Hunter allowed a 2-out single in the first. And now Travis Hafner looks at a ball down low.
That was the first run for Texas in its last 16 innings. Getting on the board, so they've been in a drought.
No coincidence that that drought comes without the services of Michael Young and with Josh Hamilton sideline. He has a pinched nerve in his back that is affecting his leg. Makes it difficult for him to walk, much less run.
He's had, the second time he's had shots. They say maybe next week he'll be ready to play. And he was just starting to heat up when he was here the last time.
Hafner with a high fly ball. Right fielder Nelson Cruz will make the catch, one away. Now, fans, don't forget, if there's an engagement in your future, stop by Alvin's Jewelers and check out their Pray for Rain promotion. You buy your engagement ring at Alvin's. If it rains on your wedding day, the engagement ring is free. Log on to alvinsjewelers.com for all the details. Here is Luis Valbuena. Another ball down low to start from Tommy Hunter. Valbuena just 4 hits in his last 22 at-bats, covering his last 6 games. Ground ball, hard hit to short, but Andrus scoops it up. And there are 2 down here in the second.
Well, a Bud Light Party Deck at Progressive Field is a great place to watch a ball game. Game tickets start at just $40. Includes an all-you-can-eat buffet and a great view from the right field location. Call 216-420-HITS.
2 quick outs here in the second inning, and Matt Laporta taking his time, making sure that Carlos Carrasco can take another deep breath on that bench before having to go back out. Laporta trying to snap out of an 0 for 14 slump. Looks at ball 1 up high. The 1-0 delivery, breaking ball in there for a strike. Tommy Hunter seems to be one of those guys that even when he doesn't locate his fastball, he can always come back and throw his breaking ball for a strike.
That's exactly right. You don't have to be too fine with it. You come in there and you throw it for a strike. Early in the count, a lot of hitters don't like to swing at it. They don't have a good track record against him. This kid was drafted in the 2007 draft, so you talk about a quick rise to the big leagues. As I mentioned, he started in Double-A this year.
Laporta sends a towering pop on the left side of the infield. Omar Vizquel calling for it. And the Indians go 1-2-3. 2 innings in the books. It's Texas 1, Cleveland nothing. Solo home run by David Murphy. Chris Davis, Omar Vizquel, Julio Bourbon to face Carlos Carrasco here in inning number 3. And Chris Davis takes the first pitch strike. Carlos Carrasco, when he came over from the Phillies organization, went 5-1 with the Tribe's AAA Farm Club Columbus with a 3.19 ERA in 6 starts. He was ranked the second best prospect in the Phillies organization, according to Baseball America. Another strike. 1-2 the count. Now the 1-2. There's a good, if you're going to go in and miss off the plate pitch. 2-2. Davis just a .211 average, but 17 home runs on the year, and he strikes out here.
He is excellent at striking out. That is his 129th strikeout, and just his 304th at bat. So he strikes out once every 2.5 ABs.
Here's a look at the Alltel Text Bowl question of the game. Which second-place team do you think has the best chance of winning its division? Red Sox, Twins, Rangers, or none of them? 31962, results later in the game. No one has come to bat more times in the history of Progressive Field than Omar Vizquel. Missed in off the plate. 2,859 at bats in his career in this ballpark. Swung on, missed. Good off speed pitch. Nice change of pace. 1-2. Those are the all-time numbers for Omar Vizquel. The 1-2 from Carrasco. Pop foul out of play. Second on the all-time at-bats list in the history of Progressive Field is Jim Thome, and he's almost 700 behind Omar. Now the 1-2. Missed outside. Figure, though, when you're the number 2 hitter, you get just enough extra at-bats over the course of the season.
Those at-bats with Thome, did that include plate appearances with walks?
It just says at-bats, so I'm assuming no. There's a ground ball towards second. Or towards short, excuse me, and that's out number 2 as Cabrera takes care of him.
Well, Saturday, when the Royals are in town, all fans in attendance, you're going to receive a fleece blanket. It features all of the Indians' logos and the storied history of this franchise. So come on out to the Progressive Field box office or visit Indians.com for tickets. That's Saturday night against the Royals.
Leadoff man Julio Bourbon looks at a ball. If you include the walks, Rick, Jimmy closes the gap, but Omar still has the lead.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because Jimmy walks so much. So.
There's a drive deep to right field. Chew back. He's out of room. It's out of here. Second solo homer of the day for Texas. Second on the year for Bourbon, and Texas has a 2-0 lead.
Boy, the second straight 2-out solo home run. One in the second, one in the third. We'll have to look at that pitch. That's number 2 for Julio Bourbon, and there it is, another fastball up. Middle of the plate. That's someplace he's got to get that fastball out of the middle of the plate because, Bourbon, not a power hitter. He's a leadoff guy that puts the ball in play and runs, utilizes his speed. But it's 2-0 Texas. That's already 5 home runs given up now by Carlos Carrasco.
Elvis Andrus, a tapper back to the mound his first time up. You were talking a moment ago about Thome and Vizquel with the walks. Thome, 514 career walks. That's more than anybody in the history of this ballpark. Omar had 300, and he's second.
Wow.
You don't think him as being that kind of a patient guy?
Not with the team that they had. You figure that they would pitch to him.
Now the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Game 1 of a twilight doubleheader between the Indians and Rangers here at Progressive Field. Texas with a 2-0 lead on 2 solo homers. Struck him out looking. Third punch out for Carrasco, but Texas has the 2-0 advantage. Short. Andrus gobbles it up. Quickly one away. Every time the Indians go deep this year, we raise money for the Gathering Place, a caring community that helps individuals and family members, both with programs offered free of charge while battling cancer. Great Clips donating $50 for every homer this year. Rick and I are pitching in $5 each, over $8,500 raised so far. Log on to touchedbycancer.org to learn more about the Gathering Place. Here is Lou Marson. And he takes a first pitch strike. Marson came along with Carrasco from the Phillies organization in the trade of Cliff Lee. Takes the ball outside. He did play in 7 games with the big league Phillies club this year. That was back in April, and he hit .235 over those 7 games. This is a fly ball fairly deep to left, but Bourbon has room and makes the catch. 2 down. Take a look at our great clip of the game. Go back to Sunday. Michael Brantley drives in the go-ahead run, and then in the process draws that throw so to make sure that run scores, then gets himself into the rundown, and then with his speed stays alive. Kadire drops the ball, and he would come around to score an insurance run. Relax, you're at Great Clips. You called that good instinctive base running.
Yeah, why not? I mean, the mistake was made when Kadire pulled it out of his glove to tag him with the bare hand instead of just diving at him with the glove. He had a better chance of it staying in there, and they would have had him. But yeah, you wanted that ball cut to get the go-ahead run score.
Brantley popped to short his first time up. Torey Lovello, who managed Brantley at AAA Columbus this year, and nothing but great things to say about Brantley, about those instincts, and also about his willing to learn the art of base stealing, studying pitchers and their time to home plate. You talk about 1.8, 1.5.
Right.
Really looks at the scouting reports. And
well, it's an art. I mean, it's a different phase of the game that most people don't have no idea about. Because if you want to learn how to become a base stealer, you got to study pitchers, you got to know moves, you got to look for little things in their deliveries that'll help you. Counts, situations, when to run, when not to run. It's a different part of the game. It's just like bunting. It's like offense and defense. It's just another phase of the game that if you want to be a good base runner, you've got to learn.
One thing to be fast, it's another thing to, as you say, know how to get the jump. Takes a strike. Full count. You steal 46 out of 51. I don't care what league you're playing in. You're doing something right.
That's true. That's very good. That tells you that. I mean, that percentage, what's about 90%, that it's outstanding.
Here's a payoff pitch. And a ground ball fair inside the bag at third. Brantley's looking for extra bases here. Big turn, but he's going to hold. That ball hit the rolled-up tarp and kind of stopped for Bourbon. And he's able to hold Brantley to a 2-out single.
Well, 7 straight for Brantley. And, 3-2. That was the first guy that's seen more than 5 pitches off Hunter today. And he just goes the other way. I mean, line to line. And that ball looked like it was inside, and he fought it off. Actually, it was an inside-out swing, man. He let it get deep into the zone, and he was able to keep that ball fair right over the bag at third base. So another 2-out base hit, but a situation here where we'll see if Brantley can pick a spot. Because he did tell us the other night he does have the green light. But also, you're facing these guys for the first time, so he's got to look and see if he can find anything in the delivery of Tommy Hunter that he can pick up. And we'll see how quick he is to the plate. He's pretty quick to the plate.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. You see that front leg, he comes and he goes. He'd be a tough customer. And plus, he's still got a decent guy behind the plate that can throw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care how old Rodriguez is. Pudge has always been an excellent thrower. He used to be in his day where he could throw out 50% of the base stealers.
And it's 0-2 now on Cabrera. Plus, the other thing with Brantley is he doesn't have the kind of blazing speed where he's just going to take off and run at any point. He wants to try and pick the right pitch to run on. You know, primarily you're looking for that breaking ball pitch,
right?
Give you a better chance to steal it.
Well, you might as well take a chance here because when Hunter has hitters down 0-2 in a count, hitters are hitting 132 off him. He just sort of buries you. You know, he knows how to put you away. But in turn now, if you think he may throw him a breaking ball here, here's where you can take a chance and call for a fastball up and away and get a good pitch to throw on. And if he's running, see, he's sitting away.
Cabrera tries to pull it in the hole, but Kinsler closes the gap, and the inning is over. 3 complete here in Cleveland. It's 2-0 Texas. Two nothing in favor of Texas. We go to the 4th inning here at Progressive Field. Ian Kinsler, Marlon Byrd, and Nelson Cruz due up against Carlos Carrasco. Kinsler, a base hit his first time up. First of 4 Rangers hits so far today. 2 of them solo homers.
This is the guy in their normal lineup that is in the leadoff spot every game. But now in the number 3 hole, and I'll tell you what, he fits right there nicely as well.
Tap that one foul. Kinsler needs 1 homer and 2 stolen bases to join a very, very select group.
30-30, boys?
Only 2 other second basemen have ever done it. Alfonso Soriano and Brandon Phillips. Which goes back to your earlier point about how the balance of power in the American League has shifted from the shortstop position to the second base position. There was
back in the 90s with A-Rod,
Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez and even Cal Ripken.
Garciaparra.
Nomar Garciaparra in Boston. Yeah,
right.
The big guys in the middle of the diamond were the shortstops.
Yeah, they were the offensive power.
Now it's flipped over.
Yes, it has. It's moved over to the second base spot.
Payoff pitch, line toward right center. That's going to be extra bases for Ian Kinsler. Chu picks it up on the track, and Kinsler rolls into second base with a leadoff double.
Boy, this kid does not get cheated. I mean, that's his 25th double, and just puts a good swing on the ball. He's 2 for 2 tonight. No, he's off to a good start in this doubleheader. And you'll see he just waits on that ball. Look how he just stayed down on it and drove it into right center field. Plugs the gap, So they have 2 homers and now a double out of their 5 hits.
Oh, he's only 9 for 16 against the Indians this year.
This guy is.
Marlon Byrd, a base hit his first time up. Breaking ball hit in the hole. Valbuena, nice diving effort. Coming around third, Kinsler gets the stop sign. Choose throw cut off. Rangers at the corners, nobody out.
Yeah, you can't send him with nobody out. You have to be sure, especially with Chu out there, who has 10 outfield assists anyway. You just got to make sure. So he tried to hold him as late as possible and make a decision, but it's a high breaking ball, and Bird doesn't try to pull it, stays back, and he's focused on hitting the ball the other way. That at bat goes to show you, I'm trying to get that guy over to third base. He got the bonus. He got a base hit, but did his job nicely. Chu comes up throwing, and it'll hold him at the corners.
Nelson Cruz struck out his first time up. Shoots it right back foul. Indians infield double play depth. Missed away with a fastball, 1-1 the count. Our league leaders brought to you by the Indians team shops, and you'll see Nelson Cruz behind Carlos Pena and Mark Teixeira.
Done for the year. Got hit in the hand by a CC pitch and broke a couple of knuckles last night.
Fouled back again. That one got a piece of Lou Marson. Right off the face mask, and it's 1-2. Boy, Mark Teixeira, he just keeps blasting
he
away.
Hit a couple, yeah. Well, there's the deflection up the side of the mask. That was not a direct hit. That was a little skimmer.
He's got him down on the count again. Let's see if he can put him away for the second time. Same pitch, same result. 4th strikeout for Carlos Carrasco. He's fanned Cruz twice.
Well, a good time to get a strikeout. Now you can make one pitch. Again, it was almost the same sequence as he had the last time where he got ahead of him 1-2 and throws that slider down and away and gets Cruz to chase it. Now with a ground ball, he could get out of the inning.
But David Murphy took him deep on an 0-2 pitch his first time up. This bouncer fielded by Marte. They get one there. The relay to Carrasco. He dropped the ball anyway. So the Rangers add a run. They lead it 3-0. There are 2 down in the inning.
You know, even if he holds on to that, I think Murphy would have beat it out. It was bang, bang, and Marte gave it a good try.
I think you're right, Rick. I think he called him safe anyway.
Yeah, even if he holds on to the ball, it would have been a bang, bang play and a tough double play that turns 3-6-1. Marte gets it, gives a nice feed to Cabrera. And Cabrera's right there, but he just couldn't hold on. So Carrasco tried to get over there. So they will score a run. It's a 3-0 ball game.
David Murphy now with a couple of ribbies on the day already. And Pudge Rodriguez, who grounded out his first time up, steps in. Pudge Rodriguez just 1 hit in his last 15 at-bats. But should the Rangers bully their way into the postseason, Rodriguez certainly has experience there that could help.
You know, isn't it amazing, this game of baseball, a vicious cycle, because this is where Rodriguez started his career and had so many good years as an all-star, Gold Glove winner behind the plate, 14-time all-star, 13-time Gold Glove winner. And, you know, and he's winding it down, and Texas goes out and gets him because Saltalamacchia had shoulder issues.
He was part of all 3 of the Rangers' postseason appearances, as well as the Marlins World Championship team in 03 and the Texas or the Detroit Tigers club that made it to the World Series.
No doubt a Hall of Famer when he retires.
Carrasco with a throw over. Off the end of the bat, that's going to drop. And it's in the alley, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. And coming all the way around to score from first base is David Murphy. Pudge Rodriguez just punched it off the end of the stick all the way to the fence in left center field. And the Rangers now lead it 4-0.
Second double in the inning. And also the second run. A breaking ball out over the plate, and Pudge, he normally tries to go the other way, so you better make that breaking ball away from him where he can't reach it. Plugs a gap, and Murphy chugs around from first. It's now a 4-0 ball game, and it's 7 hits given up by Carrasco.
With Carlos Carrasco, a young pitcher, you see flashes of the good, but you also see a young pitcher struggling to make the right pitch at the right time.
Too many mistakes in the middle of the plate is what he's doing. And his first 2 starts, when you look at a lot of the hits, I'm not worried about the counts. You see when he had Cruz a couple of times tonight, he made a slider. He was able to get him to chase. I'm looking at the pitches and the hits that the Rangers are getting tonight. The Tigers had many balls middle of the plate.
Chris Davis struck out his first time up. In the dirt, he swung and missed.
And that's something maybe down in the minor leagues that they don't take advantage of as much as they do here, but guys thrive on pitches, on mistakes. And when they get them, they don't miss them too often.
Big bouncer to first. Marte stays with it, and the inning is over. But 2 more for Texas. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Rangers now lead it 4-0. Now with a 4-0 cushion to work with. He'll face Shin-Soo Choo, Johnny Peralta, and Travis Hafner. Choo with the base hit his first time up. Lays off a high fastball to even the count at 1-1.
See, that's what makes Hunter pretty effective because he throws at 90, 91, and he pitches in there, but he's very effective with his off-speed pitches. So when I say he has a feel, you see, he followed that fastball in there with a curveball for a strike. It went from 91 to 77. This guy was like a judo expert, too, with a body. So he's very competitive.
Junior Olympic champion in judo.
Maybe one guy you don't want to charge the mound on.
Wasn't it Dave Stewart was pretty adept at the martial arts?
Yeah, but he had a it was supposedly. But you tell who was the manager for the Indians after
Corrales.
Pat Corrales
Had a karate kick, didn't he?
Yeah, threw one over the top and nailed him.
One down here, bottom of the fourth. We'll go back to the STO studios for Ford Sports Update with Al Pulowski.
Matt, Rick, let's take a look at some of the important games coming up tonight. Of course, the Indians-Rangers right now, the only game happening. Orioles and Red Sox, important for the Rangers for sure. Tigers trying to wrap up the AL Central and the National League wildcard race with the Rockies and Giants. Very, very close. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Peralta fouls one off down the right side. 0-1 the count on the Tribe third baseman who flied to left his first time up. I think Sandy Alomar was a Taekwondo guy, too. I seem to recall him charging the mound once or twice.
Yeah. Well, if you charge the mound, it's business between you and that pitcher. It shouldn't be anybody else involved. But half the time, the guys don't make it out there.
Swung on and missed. And, of course, one of the most famous mound incidents involved the Texas Rangers. It gets played on highlight shows over and over again. Robin Ventura, he said, I got halfway out there and said, what am I doing? But I had to keep going at that point. And Nolan Ryan got him in a headlock and just noogied him right on the top of the head. Can't charge a legend. What am I doing out here?
Well, you can, but I'll tell you what. That's an old Texan, man.
Yeah, right.
He's a redneck. He'll fight you in the drop of a hat. And they show that a lot in Texas when you're there.
Poor Robin Ventura's thinking, that's all people are going to remember me for now. After all I did in
baseball. he was a good player.
Peralta looked like he was just feeling for it, fouls it back.
Well, let's send out some birthday wishes. Clara Leone turning 100 from Struthers, Ohio. Clara, happy birthday. Mary Jane Obarski from Parma is turning 83. We'd like to wish you, Mary Jane, a happy birthday. Carol Croyle of Youngstown is 73. And Bob and Mary Jo Zyloff of Maumee celebrating their 23rd wedding anniversary. And Pete Seffick, get well wishes recovering from Parma Hospital.
Another foul ball by Peralta. I'll follow that with some anniversary announcements. Harold and Julie Milano recently celebrating their 56th anniversary.
Wow, congratulations.
And Don and Janet Church celebrating their 50th anniversary. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed inside. And it's 2-2. And you see Hunter just mixing all of his pitches, different speeds.
Well, that's the art of pitching, keeping the ball off the center of the bat, keeping the hitters off balance.
That breaking ball hung a little, and Peralta able to yank it down the left field line. Bourbon cuts it off. Peralta digging for two, and he'll go in sliding with a double. Indians get their first extra base hit. And a runner in scoring position with one out now for Travis Hafner.
As you mentioned, see that ball stays up. And that enables Johnny to extend his arms a little bit. Even though he got it off the end of the bat, he was able to keep it fair down the line, get his 32nd double. So we'll see if the Indians now can cut into that 4-0 lead and try and stop a little bit of that momentum.
Travis Hafner flied to right his first time up. Normally you see John Adams perched at the top of the bleacher section.
Yeah,
but today he's in the front row.
He's right on the exit.
He's right on the railing.
Well, there's nobody up there to talk to yet, so he might carry on his conversation down there with everybody.
The 0-1. Topper up the middle. Kinsler lost the handle And everybody's safe. Peralta to third. Hafner aboard. Runners first and third with 1 out. And it is ruled a base hit.
Well, you see, they had the semi-shift on, although, well, I think if he makes that play, he can get him. But in the transfer, the ball flies out. It'll go as a base hit. First and third now for the Indians.
2 on, 1 out. Luis Valbuena, who grounded to short his first time up. This would be a good time to take advantage of that bobble by Kinsler. And Valbuena hits it hard to left. Bourbon makes the grab. Peralta will tag. He'll come home and score, and the Indians are on the board. It's now 4-1. Valbuena gets his 25th run batted in on the year.
Well, the first run that they have gotten off Hunter in 2 starts this year. In 11 1/3 innings, the sacrifice fly by Valbuena gets the Indians on the board. It's now a 4-1 ball game for Valbuena's 25th ribby.
This scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Here's Matt Laporta batting with a runner at first and 2 down. Laporta had a 10-game hitting streak, and he was hitting everything in sight. What have you seen during his slump now that he's 0 for 15?
Well, it's just a young hitter that comes down and adjustments are made. He went through Kansas City and Baltimore, and he wasn't missing pitches. Now you foul him off, and it's you're getting to see the best of both. He was hot, now he's not. So he's got to find a way to control that and minimize the 0 for, 15 or 16?
And he's out looking. And he's now 0 for his last 16. But the Indians get on the board through 4, 4-1 Texas. Play hard, eat fresh. And by Alltel Wireless. Choose who you call for free with My Circle. Any number, any network. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but it has turned out to be a very nice afternoon here.
Don't jinx it.
Like we have that kind of power.
You do. I know you do. I've watched you all year long. You have that kind of power.
Omar Vizquel. Some people would call it something else, but
not me.
I
call it power.
He grounded to short his first time up. 0-2 the count. Carlos Carrasco has given up a couple of solo homers and then tagged for a pair of runs in the fourth. Down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If there's such a thing, Rick, as baby steps for a starting pitcher like Carlos Carrasco, he's made a little improvement over his last start.
I'm just trying to look at the separation between some of his pitches, and there's not a lot of it.
Hard liner to right at Chu, 1 down. Let's have a look at our Subway fresh face of the game. Josh Tomlin at Double-A Akron. He's going to start their playoff opener against Reading on Wednesday, a 14-game winner during the year. Good luck to the Arrows. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Well, they've really had a terrific year.
Yes, they have. Well, and what makes it a terrific year if you can go on and win the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's...
Bourbon asking the home plate umpire if he bunted at a strike. Carrasco's 0-1 delivery. Just missed on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. First of 2 here this evening at Progressive Field between the Indians and Rangers. This is already the Rangers' 3rd doubleheader this year. They swept a pair from Oakland and Toronto, both of those in Arlington. And as you said at the outset, it's hard to sweep a doubleheader.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they did it at home. Now they're going to, well, you just take one at a time and you see what happens. I mean, to win 2 games in one day is very difficult. Everything's got to go your way. Either you get 2 great pitch games or offensively you just explode.
3-1 pitch. And close but no cigar. A walk for Bourbon. That's the first free pass issued by Carrasco. And a 1-out base runner now for Elvis Andrus.
Well, visit the online shop of the Indians at Indians.com. Browse the largest on-site selection of authentic merchandise, including caps, T-shirts, jerseys, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. That's Indians.com.
1 on, 1 out for Elvis Andrus, 0 for 2 today. I'll tell you, the Rangers have had pretty good success in doubleheaders. Going back to 1994, they've swept 13 doubleheaders. They've been swept 4 times, and they've split 6. That's a very impressive mark.
Yes, it is. I mean, there's days when you're a player and you play a doubleheader, you can go out and you can have a great day, where you get maybe, let's say, 5, 6 hits in a doubleheader. You can go out and go, for 8, 9, or 10. You could have a bad day.
Runner goes. Called a strike and a double clutch by Marson. Bourbon picks up his 13th steal of the year. Not sure if he bumped into the umpire or if he just didn't have a good grip on it.
Let's see. Look at the transfer. It looked like he didn't. He double clutched because he didn't have a grip on it. Getting out of the glove. And Andrus did the right thing. You go over, you fake a bunt, you keep the catcher behind when you put that bat out in your fake bunt. Give that guy a chance to steal.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Andrus. One-two pitch, way outside. Last time the Indians and Rangers played 2 in one day was August of 1997 when they split a day-night doubleheader here in Cleveland. the last time they played a straight doubleheader, you got to go back to the old Cleveland Stadium.
Well, yeah, they I don't think maybe once or twice have they played straight doubleheaders in this ballpark.
Down low for so many years with the sellouts, you wanted to guarantee both audiences admission, so they would split those doubleheaders.
It's everybody in baseball with the new ballparks now, day-night doubleheaders. Very rarely do you see straight-up doubleheaders anymore. Kansas City doesn't because they don't draw.
Payoff pitch. Hammer down the left field line. Fair ball. Coming around third to score is Bourbon. Into second with an RBI double is Elvis Andrus. His 13th two-bagger of the year. His 30th run batted in. And Texas gets that run right back. They lead it 5-1.
They sure do. And he had Andrus down on the count 1-2. But he fights his way back and hits a bullet down in the left field corner. That's 3 doubles now. They have 8 hits. They have 5 extra base hits. 3 doubles, 2 home runs. So they are hitting them all over the ballpark. 8 hits now, 5-1. So the walk, the stolen base, pays dividends.
Now Ian Kinsler, who's already 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Inside ball 1. This Texas Rangers offense, which we have talked about many times in the past, thrives at home in Arlington, averaging over 5 runs a game at home, just a shade over 4 on the road. But here tonight, they are taking aim on Carrasco. A diving catch by Chu for out number 2.
I'm not so sure they didn't have a pickoff move on there. Valbuena was breaking in towards the bag. And as he was breaking into the bag, Carrasco just throws a pitch that is hammered by Kinsler. But Chu makes a beautiful diving catch to save him for another run and another double. So that's out number 2. And you're going to walk Bird here.
So an intentional pass coming to Marlon Byrd, who is also 2 for 2 with 2 singles on the day.
They figure they'll take their chances with Cruz, who Carrasco has struck out twice. But don't make a mistake to that guy.
This is a Rangers team, though, that hits 39 points higher at home than on the road.
Well, that ballpark they hit, and the ball just jumps. You know, they're 32 and 35 on the road. You know, there's only 2 teams that are over 500 on the road in the whole American League. That's the Angels and the Yankees. And against the Central, they're still under 500. They're 18 and 19 against the Central Division.
2 on, 2 out. Nelson Cruz 0 for 2 will be the batter. Here's another look at the Alltel Text Bowl question of the game. Text your answer to 31962 and we'll have the results later in the game. Carrasco has struck out Cruz twice today by getting ahead of him and then getting him to chase that slider down and away.
Well, he's not going to chase that on the first pitch, though. As you mentioned, that was the key, the first 2 at-bats, getting ahead of him.
Fastball missed outside, and now he's falling behind 2-0. Right-hander Jensen Lewis begins to loosen in the Tribe pen. Three and 0. Boy, Cruz swinging away on the 3-0 pitch, fouls it back.
Well, you figure, you know, he's going to lay it in there. He doesn't want to walk. You let a guy with 30 home runs swing it. We see that a lot this year. I've seen number 9 hitters get the 3-0 green light this year.
3-1 delivery. Swung on and missed, full count. Some guys love to swing 3-0. Some guys, no matter what, will not swing.
I know it.
Just won't do it.
Personal preference. And there's one right there that he just swings through. It seems to me he's pulling off everything.
A little too pull happy, perhaps.
Well, he's open to begin with, so you got to make sure you really keep that front side closed.
Payout pitch, ran the fastball up and in. So the bases are loaded with 2 down.
Now the command is really starting to get away from Carrasco.
I'm surprised he didn't go back to that slider. That's the pitch he had success against.
Well, you're right. And that's where your catcher calls, suggests. Out comes Carl Willis to talk to him.
Well, David Murphy homered his first time up. Bounced into a fielder's choice, picked up an RBI last inning. Now he's got a chance to inflict some serious damage. (5-1) Texas on top. And already 28 pitches in the inning for Carlos Carrasco. Rangers everywhere you look. 88th pitch of the night for Carrasco. And a strike call to the outside edge. Way outside with that one to even it up. Murphy with that home run has now hit in 8 of his last 10. Might have helped him out there. Murphy, you may recall, when the season began, even though the Rangers had their way with the Indians, he was not part of it. He started the year 0 for 23.
Yeah, I remember that.
Reached for it, punches it to short. Cabrera will tag the bag, and the inning is over. Texas gets another run. Middle of the 5th, it's now 5-1 Rangers. Progressive Field. Been a rough outing so far for Carlos Carrasco. There's been some good. He had 4 strikeouts.
Well, start number 2 looks like it will be over.
Still
yeah,
something to work on.
Well, a young pitcher, and he does. He has a lot to work on his right. It's all part of a learning process.
Andy Marte leading off the home half of the 5th. 2-0. Tommy Hunter deals. And Marte hammers it towards center field. Bird closing, but he'll play it on the bounce. And the Indians get their leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight. Here's a look at the All Care Dental Indentures Smiling Easy Cam. And tonight we want to say hello to all the folks watching in Erie, Pennsylvania. All Care Dental Indentures make seeing the dentist easy. Great Indians fans in Erie, Pennsylvania. Always one of our favorite stops during the annual winter press tour. You were always a crowd favorite in Erie.
Well, went there for many years. That was a fun place to go. I know I was there at the Gertrude Barber Center for so long.
Well, it still is. And always had for many years we had the stop at Hector's, Hector DeTulio's restaurant.
Yeah, it's been, I think, 4 years since I've been on one.
Don't be afraid to
Well,
come
it
back.
coincides with Fantasy Camp
the
same week.
Don't give me that.
Can't be in 2 places at one time, my
If
friend.
anybody could, you could. Lou Marson with a double inside the right field corner. Coming around third, Andy Marte is going to get held up. Indians at second and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Marson with a nice piece of hitting, taking that ball the other way down into the right field corner. His first hit as an Indian in his Tribe debut here tonight.
Well, there you go. I like that approach. Let's stay on the baseball, shoot them the other way.
Well, the book on Marson, the scouting report is good contact hitter, not a lot of power, but you keep that short stroke, make a lot of contact.
Well, they're in business. Second and third, nobody out.
And Michael Brantley, who had a base hit inside the bag at third his last time up, with a chance to put the Indians right back in it here. Pops it up. And might be playable. Pudge Rodriguez to the on-deck circle will make the grab.
Well, Kick It is a campaign to raise money for pediatric, adolescents, and young adult cancer research. Kids can register their kickball teams at Indians.com and kickit.org. They'll hold kickball games in their community to raise money through September, and then teams will be selected to play in a special Kick It game here at Progressive Field. It'll be on a Sunday. Kick It kits are available at Indians team shops, Indians.com or kickit.org.
That's Dribble Cabrera. He lines one toward left center field. Bourbon chasing it, won't get it. One hops the fence. 2 Indians will come home to score. And as Dribble Cabrera closes the gap on the Ranger lead, it's now a 5-3 game. Cabrera's 36th double of the year. His 58th and 59th runs batted in. And before Lou Marson touched home plate, Mike Maddox, the Ranger pitching coach, was on his way to the mound.
Well, this is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it because that's part of the field that as Dribble wears out, he got to pitch up and away. I've seen him hit that breaking ball down and into left center field. That one's up and away. So you've got good plate coverage when you can do that with a pitch up and away. It scores Marte and Marson, and it's a 5-3 ball game, and back come the Indians.
Well, Rick, 3 hits in the inning, 2 extra base hits, and Mike Maddox must have seen something that he wasn't going to wait much longer. Now Shin-Soo Choo with a runner in scoring position, still only 1 out. Representing the tying run at the plate. Pop back.
Those hitters getting aggressive earlier in the count. Cabrera jumping on the first pitch, Choo right there, and those pitches are elevated. They're up in the zone, so get ready. That may be the best pitch you get.
Ground ball hit to short, backhanded by Andrus. Long throw across, pulled him off the bag, but a nice job by Davis to apply the tag. And Chu is out number 2. Cabrera moving to third on the play.
You know, it looked like his foot slipped a little bit on the throw right before when he was planting to get ready. He backhanded this ball as Cabrera's on his way to third, and then on the throw it brings Davis off, but he makes it. There it was.
Yeah.
So when he planted the throw, it brought Davis off the base, but he did make the tag. It was a good call.
Johnny Peralta doubled his last time up, sends a sky-high pop to right. Nelson Cruz makes the grab, and the inning is over, but the Indians get 2 back. And through 5, it's now the Rangers 5 and the Indians 3. Over after 5 innings of work, 5 runs on 8 hits. He walked 3, 1 intentional, struck out 4. And now Jensen Lewis will take over for the Tribe as we start the 6th inning.
Well, the bullpen been pitching very well. They're going to have to continue to see if they can put a couple of zeros on the board. The Rangers, the only time they did not score was back in the 1st inning.
Pudge Rodriguez, Chris Davis, Omar Vizquel here in the 6th inning for the Rangers. Fastball strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. On the ground to second, Valbuena. 1 away.
Well, when the Indians wrap up the homestand, that'll be Sunday against the Royals. All kids 14 and under will receive a Grady Sizemore wall banner. It's also Kids Fun Day. And pre-games out on the plaza. Can run the bases after the game. And its grandparents can take a trip around the bases as well with the kids this weekend. That'll be fun.
Chris Davis looks at a strike, and he's seen a lot of those. He struck out in 21 straight games, matching a club record earlier this year.
Well, I mean, that's one reason. This kid, defensively, he's not a bad first baseman. He's got good power, but this kid can swing and miss with the best of them. I mean, given the at-bats, if he had a full year, there's no doubt he'd shatter the strikeout record. So I told you, 1 strikeout per 2.5 at-bats.
Big bouncer to third. Johnny Peralta takes care of that. 2 down. Let's go back to the STO studios for another Ford Sports Update. Here's Al.
All right, fellas, last night the Pirates were playing the Cubs, and Pittsburgh would lose this game here. The final would be 4-2, and that secures them their 17th straight losing season. That's more than any team has lost, 17 in a row, than in any of the 4 major sports. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Yeah, you've got to go back to 1992. The last season that Barry Bonds played in a Pittsburgh Pirates uniform for the last winning season they had. Vizquel hammers it foul deep down the right side.
Yeah, that's in the National League, and you look over at the American League side of it, and it's the Orioles, 96. They're not far behind, are they?
90
or 97.
Yeah, that's got to be it, right? Struck him out looking. Omar knew it. First time tonight that the Rangers are retired in order. Rangers on top, bottom of the 6th inning here at Progressive Field. Indians close the gap with a 2-run double by Asdrubal Cabrera in the 5th. Now Travis Hafner had a base hit his last time up. Breaking ball hangs high. That fastball in there to even the count. Tomorrow night at 10:30, join Jim Donovan and Andre Knott for the Berea Report as the Browns prepare for their season opener against Minnesota this coming Sunday. They'll have all the latest news, roster moves, practice updates. It's the Berea Report with Jim Donovan and Andre Knott tomorrow night at 10:30, only on STO and STO HD. Maybe they'll have the scoop on who the starting quarterback's going to be. Maybe not. I think Eric Mangini's playing that about as close to the vest as they come.
You know who's going to start, don't you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You can guess.
Oh, sure. We can speculate, and I'm sure they will tomorrow as well. Rangers have the shift, 3 on the right side for Pronk. Up and in, buzzed him. And it's ball 4. So, again, the Indians get that leadoff man aboard for the second inning in a row.
Well, that's the first walk for Hunter tonight.
Here's our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. David Murphy's solo homer in the second made it 1-0. Bourbone's solo homer in the third made it 2-0. It would be a 5-1 deficit before Asdrubal Cabrera's 2-run double in the fifth inning cut the gap to 5-3. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Luis Valbuena sends a fly ball to straightaway center. And Marlon Byrd puts it away, 1 down.
And out of the 24 batters faced by Tommy Hunter, 10 have swung at the first pitch. So he's trying to get him early. He's been trying to get ahead, but he will mix in the off-speed pitches and get a get-me-over curveball for strike 1.
Matt Laporta popped up to third his first time up, called out on strikes in the fourth. Up and in for ball 1. Tommy Hunter was born in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and was a top pick of the Rangers, a supplemental first-round pick in 2007 out of the University of Alabama. There's a drive down the left field line. It's a fair ball into the corner. Hafner on his way to third. And into second base with a double is Matt Laporta, snapping an 0 for 16 slump with his 9th double on the year. And the Indians are right back in business here in the 6th inning.
They're 1 hit away from tying this ball game up. That's the 4th double of the game for the Indians. And Laporta gets a ball to his liking, drilled it down the left field line and into the corner. So a timely hit, a 1-out double. That'll put the tying runs at second and third. Still just 1 out for Andy Marte.
Marte had a line drive single to center his last time up. Now here comes Ron Washington.
Well, they got Feliz up in the bullpen. That's that young phenom down in the bullpen that, I mean, is lights out with his arm. So he may be making the call already early.
We shall see. Slow walk to the mound, no move yet. Usually a slow walk means he's making a move, though. We shall see, and that's it. He will go to the flamethrower Feliz when we come back. 5-3 Rangers in the 6th. Hunter out after only 69 pitches.
Well, maybe protecting him, and he started to get into trouble the last couple innings with the leadoff men aboard. He gave up 8 hits in his 5 1/3 innings, leaving with the tying runs on second and third base to a young man that is off to just a terrific start to his career. Neftali Feliz making his 13th appearance. He has retired 17 consecutive batters going back to August 25th at Yankee Stadium. Cabrera was the last guy to get a hit. He has 19 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings, 28 punch-outs in his 22 innings, and just 1 walk.
To me, this says Ron Washington wants badly to win this game.
Absolutely.
You're bringing in one of your best guns in the 6th inning.
Well, you're looking to go 6 and 7. Now, they have a good bullpen. They got 4 guys down there that can really pitch. So he right now he's looking at this as a save situation in this ball game. I mean, this guy throws an easy 95, and he starts off Marte with a couple of breaking balls.
Yeah, that's kind of odd because
it sure is.
When we've seen him and even seen highlights of him, it's Powder River
Yes.
usually with fastball after fastball.
He can get it mid-90s and above.
Another breaking ball, and it's hit foul wide of third.
Well, and eventually, talking to Tom Grieve, who is their color analyst with the Texas Rangers, a former player, former GM, this guy will be in their rotation next year. He's got that kind of arm because he has 4 pitches. Not only does he have a mid-90s fastball, he's got a splitter, he's got a slider, he's got a curveball. So they're thinking there's that fastball, 95, and it gets home plate umpire Marsh. Got him pretty good. They figure this guy here is going to be much more effective with 27 outs than you are 3 or 6 outs for this ball club, and they could always use starters down in Texas.
2-2 pitch to Marte. Popped him up.
Is that a changeup?
Back goes Andrus, the shortstop. He makes the grab, and the runners have to hold 2 downs. That is a huge out for Texas.
Yeah, it really is, man. With the game on the line, that 1 run could mean big things. So it's going to be a 2-out base hit now for Marson.
I guess the way I'm looking at this, if I'm Ron Washington, as we pointed out, hey, doubleheaders are tough. You've got the lead. You sense that, your starter's struggling a little bit. You don't want to let this one slip away.
Yeah, but he's not really their closer. I mean, this guy's a good setup, man. So
you take your starter out 69 pitches into the game.
This is, they need the win. This is a critical juncture in this ball game.
Lou Marson, who doubled into the right field corner, is last time up. His first hit as an Indian, making his Tribe debut here tonight.
What he's telling you, he doesn't want him to score in this inning. And that's why this guy is in here.
You think about 2 games tonight, another one at 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, 3 games within a 24-hour span.
You do have the off day on Thursday.
That's a lot of baseball packed into one day.
And they do have some September reserves to help them out in that bullpen if necessary. Yeah, that number. Fastball, strike 2-1.
Well, you get a 2-0 count, man. You got to sit on the fastball with this guy. Although they, never facing him before, that certainly doesn't help. You may want to get a look at it.
The 2-1. Marson fights it off. And it's now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2 down and runners at second and third. In a 5-3 ball game. Laporta, the tying run at second base. Up high, full count. If Marson keeps the inning alive, Michael Brantley is next. And the payoff pitch is ball 4. Good eye by Lou Marson on a tough pitch right there. Bases loaded, 2 down, and Michael Brantley will be the batter.
Just his second walk of the year. And granted, it's only his 13th appearance, but
Brantley 1 for 3. He singled in the 3rd inning.
That is a good job of reaching base, so you can at least get the left-hander up here and have a chance at him, and a guy that has a knack of putting the ball in play.
And a fastball at 96, just above the belt for a strike.
See, the last time Brantley, uncharacteristic of him from what we've seen, he had guys on base, 2nd and 3rd, and a chance to drive him in. He swung at the first pitch, and rarely do we see him swing at the first pitch.
Yeah.
And he made an out to the catcher. So now he's back into that mode where you take it.
1-1 to count. Hits even at 8 apiece. Bases loaded for the Tribe here in the 6th. 1-1 pitch. Brantley with a fly ball, right field. Cruz chasing. He won't get there. It's going to drop. Pronk scores. Laporta comes home with the tying run, and Michael Brantley delivers his 2nd hit of the night. It's a 2-run double, and we are tied at 5. First extra base hit of his very promising major league career.
Well, and how about that? Both those runs will count on Hunter's tab. And you can close the book. He's given up all 5 runs. And they have gotten through to this young pitcher, Feliz of the Texas Rangers. A walk and a double. And we're starting all over again here in the 6th.
We just showed you. Now, Rick, 12 of the 13 runners he had inherited had been stranded before that hit by Michael Brantley. So that's rare for Feliz to give up anything.
Well, and that's the first hit he's given up. And let me see here. 19 batters.
As Dribble Cabrera, 2-run double his last time up. Looks at a pitch just outside. 98. He's cranked it up there. And it's 1-1. Now Cabrera trying to put the Indians in front for the first time tonight. Cabrera lines one left field near the line. Bourbon will make the running catch. And the inning is over. But the Tribe comes back with 2 more. The 2-out, 2-run double by Brantley has us all squared through 6. Visit directenergy.com/GoTribe for details. And by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. 5-5 as we go to the 7th inning. Jensen Lewis for a second inning of relief grabs the pop-up bunt attempt by Julio Bourbon. 1 down.
Well, Bourbon wanted to get something started, but when you lay that bunt out there, he popped it straight up, and in comes Jensen Lewis to make the play. You've got to, when you're trying to lead off an inning like that and you're getting something started, nothing wrong with trying to bunt, but you've got to, if you miss it, you got to miss foul in foul territory to give yourself another opportunity.
Elvis Andrus, 1 out of 3 tonight, and an RBI double in the 5th. Game 1 of this twilight doubleheader. Indians trailed 4-0 and 5-1, but they've rallied back to tie the game. And now it's a battle of bullpens the rest of the way. Right-hander Chris Perez warming in the Indians' pen.
Those are two of the best relievers going. Feliz, who just came in for the Rangers, and this guy right here, two of the longest streaks as far as shutout innings go.
3 balls, no strikes. And he walked him on 4 straight.
Boy, you get that leadoff man on 1 pitch, and then you walk the second guy on 4 pitches.
And Anders has 24 steals this year. And Eric Wedge is going to make his move right here.
Yeah, I mean, you don't do that. You got to come in and you got to get after the young hitters. Now you're getting into the veteran part of the lineup, and that's going to bring on Chris Perez.
We've got a timeout here at Progressive Field, tied at 5 in the 7th. Oh, stop it. I do not want to see that.
It was supposed to rain before 8 o'clock, and we're tied, so there's no extra innings allowed on double headers.
And no rain delays.
Oh, yeah. There is going to be a rain delay. There is.
Thank you, Wally Canaan.
And it may carry into tomorrow's noon game, too.
Great.
How about that?
All right, let's get back to the business at hand. Chris Perez for the 24th time this year. He has really been a...
Yeah, he has been lights out. When you talk about his last 20 appearances, I mean, spectacular. I mean, none better in the league. covering 20 and 2/3 innings, give up 9 hits, 25 strikeouts.
Ian Kinsler trying to bunt one there, fouls it off.
Just trying to get on base and make something happen. You know, his 20 and 2/3 scoreless string, it's the longest by a reliever since our friend Paul Ossenmacher back in 1997, where at that time he went 23 1/3 innings without allowing a run.
I think that hit him. Andrus is a little slow to get up there at first base.
One way to wear him out.
I'm not sure Andy got leather on that. You got him right in the back. He's going. Throw to second base. Not in time. He can put him up and put him down in a hurry.
Well, that's a chance you take. Stolen base number 25. Second one of the evening for the Rangers. And, you know, these guys, they let them take their chance and get into scoring position. There's a nice jump. He peeks back in, and he just outruns the ball and the throw from Marson. So they really steal it on Perez. So there's the go-ahead run in scoring position.
And he's going for third. And he'll steal it uncontested.
I mean, they didn't even – you have to stop them. And they didn't even pay attention to him. That's Perez's fault. That's Valbuena's fault. They didn't even pay attention. You see Valbuena in the picture, but Perez never even paid attention to him.
That forces the infield to have to come in now, cut of the grass.
Boy, you can't do that late in the ball game. You have got to pay attention or step off.
3-1 now on Ian Kinsler. Fouled away, full count.
This guy very adept at getting that guy in from third base with less than 2 outs. Throw him a slider, make him swing at it.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4.
I don't have a problem with walking him either.
First and third, 1 out. Marlon Byrd will be the batter. And now those middle infielders will back up, trying to turn a double play if they can get one on the ground.
Yeah, that's why you don't mind. Kinsler very good at getting him in from third base, and what you do here is set it up. But Kinsler can run as well, so don't be surprised if you see him taking off again in a situation like this to stay out of the double play.
He's got 28 steals himself.
I mean, and they can keep the pressure on the pitcher. They have 3 stolen bases tonight, 2 in this inning that really hurt. I would not be surprised to see Kinsler off and running as soon as you can. That's why the Indians know that. They're keeping a close eye on him.
But if he's going to go, he's got to know he can steal the base, because you don't want to give up an out there.
No, you won't. You won't give up an out.
Go ahead, run at third.
You know, the Indians may not even throw through.
Yep.
You know, that's the sign that they got to get from the bench, and that was a quick delivery to home plate because you've got speed on third base. And if you choose to throw through, then they could send that runner home and try and steal a run. That would be the double steal coming in.
The 1-0 pitch. Off the glove of Marson to the backstop. It'll keep Andrus at third because it ricocheted right back to Marson.
That's a very heads-up play by Andrus not to come home.
But Kinsler able to go down to second base.
No, he was crossed up there. They was looking for a breaking ball. He got a fastball, and the ball gets by Marson behind the plate. So confusion in the signs. And this is his first game. See, he was looking for a break. He was looking for a slider, and that ball just stayed high. He threw him the express, and you can see where Andrus had to stop because that ball ricocheted and comes right back. What it does, it's bad because it takes a double play away, but at least that runner from third doesn't score, and that'll probably be a pass ball on the mix-up.
Marson and Perez working together for the first time.
Okay.
2-0 pitch. Strike called.
So this inning set up by the walks. The walk by Lewis on 4 pitches, a couple of stolen bases. The walk to Kinsler, a wild pitch.
Infield back, 2-1 pitch. Hammered. Deep left center field, way back and gone. Marlon Byrd with a 3-run home run off Chris Perez. So his streak comes to an end, and the Rangers roar right back and take an 8-5 lead.
Boy, and it's all set up by the walks. The thing that has hurt the Indian staff all year long. The base on balls come back, bites him again, and then he throws him a fastball down the middle, and Byrd, a good fastball hitter, hits his 16th homer, gets 3 RBIs on the one swing, and stops the string of Perez, and it's 8-5, Texas back on top.
Now Nelson Cruz 0 for 2 steps in.
It's their 3rd home run in the game. Boy, oh boy, that happened in a hurry. They battled back from 5-1 to tie it, and they give it right back.
Nelson Cruz awaiting the 1-1 pitch. And a strike call to the outside edge. And he struck him out looking 2 down. Nelson Cruz, the hat trick here tonight in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Well, if you want to be a part of the Indians fantasy camp, it'll be January 16th through the 23rd down in Goodyear, Arizona. Terrific week, all-inclusive, where you get uniforms, you play a lot of baseball, you meet great friends, you play with former Indians. 216-420-HITS. Or you can visit Indians.com.
David Murphy with a home run in his first at bat tonight. Picked up another run on the fielder's choice in the 4th. So 2 ribbies, 2 runs scored for the Ranger DH. Nelson Cruz with a big blast, or excuse me, Marlon Byrd with the big blast here in the 7th inning. One, 2 in the dirt. They kick off the 2009 season with the Browns Trips Pack. You build your own 3-game ticket plan, including the Browns home opener against the Vikings. You can do it for under $100. Buy it online at clevelandbrowns.com. Fouled away. That home opener will be here this weekend.
Yes, indeed. Sure will.
Browns playing host to the Minnesota Vikings. The 2-2. Fouled right back.
Yeah, they're playing on Sunday. We're wrapping up the homestand and heading out. Our last trip to the Metrodome. How about that?
Yeah. Swung on and missed.
He swung and it hit him in the toe.
Did it hit him or did it hit Marson's
his toe.
shin guard?
Look, he's going to continue to go.
I don't think Marson still has any idea where the ball's at.
No.
It went up over into the seats.
You know, he was smart. I mean, he didn't wait to see if he was going to swing. He did swing, and I think the ball hit him in the toe. And it goes into the seats. And they're going to have to discuss this. He's going to be awarded first base. I don't think he can go to second base because it'll be a dead ball. But to me, it looked like he swung at the slider. Well, they got a meeting, and they're all discussing it. Let's see what happens. He's out. Swing and a miss, and now Washington wants to come out, so he's out on the strikeout.
If it hit him, it's a dead ball, but
right.
He swung and missed, so that's
right,
it.
Right, exactly right.
All right, so stretch time here at Progressive Field. And the big home run by Marlon Byrd has Texas now in front 8-5. Yeah. Coming to a Panini's near you. Just visit paninisgrill.com. Neftali Feliz with a first pitch strike to Shin-Soo Choo.
Well, here's the swing, how the inning ends. He swings. It hits him in the back foot, but he swung. Now, when the ball hits you and you swing, dead ball. So he's out. Strike three, can't go to first base. Inning over.
Swung on and missed. But Randy Marsh, the home plate umpire, didn't see it hit him on the foot. He just assumed it bounced up into the seats.
Right.
So they appealed. First base umpire said, nope, got him on the foot.
Yeah, they helped out. They discussed it, and they got the call right.
And once it hits the foot, it's a dead ball, so it doesn't matter. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches, and Shin-Soo Choo out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
This guy can be overpowering. They were able to get to him in the first inning of relief, but you can see that fastball. He just throws it right by Choo. You're going to see this kid around for a long time to come if he stays healthy.
I have to tell you, based on what Tom Grieve was saying, I'll be interested to see how he fares next year as a starting pitcher.
I think he'll be great
because he's been some kind of special as a setup
let's
guy.
Let's put it this way. It's easier to find a guy come out of the bullpen than it is for a guy to start. Especially they've been looking for starting pitching for how many years?
If you have a guy who has a 3-4 pitch mix, Tom Grieve knows this as well as anybody, former general manager, and he can get you 21 outs.
Right.
That's more valuable than a guy can get you 3 outs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not, and he said he has 4 legitimate pitches. It's not that he's a one-trick pony where he goes out and just blows you away with good fastballs where he's going to be stay in the bullpen. This guy's got a changeup, curveball, and a slider. Or he says he can use that splitter as well.
Backhanded by Andrus, long throw, and they go!
Wow.
Holy smokes, a sensational play by Elvis Andrus. The talented Ranger shortstop, deep in the hole.
Watch how quickly he gets rid of it. I mean, an all-in-one motion and a one-hopper. What a terrific play. That is a beautiful play, and Omar watching all the way. Nicely done.
Omar saying, I used to be able to do that.
That's a big league play right there.
He's fast becoming one of the best shortstops in the league already. Travis Hafner walked and scored his last time up, takes a strike. Hammered right center field, and this baby is gone to Souvenir City. Travis Hafner's 15th home run of the year, and the Indians get a run back. Now trail it 8-6.
Well, and Pronk will end Felice's string of innings pitched without allowing a run. And that's the second run allowed by Felice this year. The other one was a home run by Adam Kennedy out in Oakland. This one, Travis Hafner doing the damage. This is our Pepsi home run replay. Line shot. And that was a changeup at 89. You can see he left it middle of the plate, and Pronk just drilled it.
And Valbuena bunts his way aboard. Nicely done. He rolled one down the third baseline, kept it on the grass, and the Indians will bring the tying run to the plate with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. So, it's Streak Buster night.
Yeah,
Progressive
it is.
Field. Most of the time on those bunt plays, the ball starts out almost like out in front of home plate and rolls toward the line. That time he bunted it on the line and it rolled back onto the grass. So that really was a terrific bunt by Valbuena. Matt Laporta doubled and scored his last time up.
And that double was off Hunter, and that was the last guy he faced in the ball game.
Oh, this is impressive for the Indians so far in this game. With 2 outs, they've gone 5 for 11, scoring 3 of their 6 runs.
Well, they scored, 7 of their 9 runs in the Minnesota series with 2 outs. Those are the tough hits to get. When you can do that, you will put some crooked numbers on the board. They have scored in the last 4 innings. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to stop the Rangers from scoring.
Up high, almost got away from him. 1-1. One pitch. Popped him up. Shallow right. Cruz coming in. He'll call off Kinsler and make the grab. And we will go to the 8th inning. 8-6 Texas.
Game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
8-6, Rangers on top, 8th inning. And for the Indians, Jess Todd will be the 4th pitcher to work in the ballgame. 12th time this year. No wins, a loss. ERA 9.58 in 11 games. And he's worked 10 1/3 innings, walking 3, striking out 9. He'll face the bottom third of the Rangers' order. Pudge Rodriguez had an RBI double back in the 4th. Goes after the first pitch, fouls it back. Now, Rodriguez has always been an aggressive hitter, but it's interesting to me in that he's facing guys he's never faced before tonight, and he's still going after the first pitches.
Well, it doesn't matter with him. He never met a first pitch he didn't like. I mean, and he tries to shoot you the other way. He tries to stay on it, looks at that first pitch fastball, and I mean, I've seen him have games where he's had 4 at-bats and has seen 4 pitches. I mean, that's just been the nature. I mean, he's a guy that never walks or rarely walks because he never, works the count. That's just his style and the way he has always been. Let's see. He had 5 walks over here in Texas and 43 at-bats. That's a lot for him. And he had 13 and 327 at-bats when he was with Houston. So he's on a record pace.
Two-one pitch. I think it would be harder to have success as a hitter.
It is.
If you don't walk, if you don't take your walks.
That's why, I mean, when he hits the ball, he puts it in play and hits it hard. It is. I mean, it's tough because a lot of times you can give away at-bats. And that's one of the things, when you're going to play every day, that when you give away less at-bats, then you're going to hit for a higher average when you're getting 500 to 550 at-bats in a year. And when you're a catcher and your body's bothering you, you need to walk every once in a while.
One down as Cabrera throws out Rodriguez. Brings up Chris Davis, 0 for 3 today.
Check out our bringing a gas sequence from Direct Energy. Comes back into the 2nd inning. Nelson Cruz, the hitter. Carlos Carrasco, the pitcher, with a breaking ball, gets ahead of him, puts him away. 3 pitches and the strikeout.
Direct Energy offers simple solutions for your natural gas supply needs. Chris Davis has seen 10 pitches tonight. 8 have been strikes. And there's another one. Nice big hop. Andy Marte stays with it. 2 down. Here are the results in the Alltel Text Poll, question of the game. Nobody's really sold on the Red Sox winning the East, the Twins winning the Central.
No, they won't.
Or the Rangers winning the West.
No, they won't. I agree with none of them. I agree with the 77%.
Nobody likes the long shot this year. Omar Vizquel 0 for 3. Foul tipped it, and that got a piece of Lou Marson's equipment in it. Ricocheted off. A little equipment maintenance here. You want that piece back? Do you need that? No. Yeah, I'll take it. That's that little extra toe guard.
Oh, yeah, you better take it back, because then if he hits it back down on it again, it'll hurt.
So he's all ready to go, reattached. If only pitchers' elbow ligaments were like Velcro. You blow it out. You don't need Tommy John. Just Velcro it back on there. You're good.
Oh, boy.
Two-strike pitch. Again, the 0-2. And this one's hit toward right. Chu grabs it, and the Rangers go 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 8-6, Texas. C.J. Wilson coming on here in the 8th inning for Texas, the left-hander. 14 saves and 18 tries. Andy Marte, Lou Marson, Michael Brantley in the bottom of the 8th for Cleveland. Marte with a line drive single into left field. Some raindrops falling here at Progressive Field. But the Indians continue to try to peck away against the Rangers here in this game. They were down 4-0. They were down 5-1. They came back to tie it at 5. Rangers got a 3-run homer to go up 8-5. Hafner homered to close it to 8-6. And now again, tying run at the plate here in the 8th inning. Lou Marson has doubled, scored, and walked. This scoreboard update is brought to you by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. One ball, one strike.
The boys are busy over there talking about the strings that were snapped tonight on the relievers, both on Feliz and also on Chris Perez.
2-1 the count on Lou Marson. Fouled away. 2-2.
Wilson, a guy that used to be their closer, leads the staff in appearances with now 62.
As we've told you before, Texas chasing Boston in the wild card race as Marson is struck out. Boston is underway with Baltimore, and we'll go back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports Update with Al.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's go to Boston where the Red Sox, 3 runs in the first. Dustin Pedroia, 2-run homer here, and then Kevin Youkilis followed this up with a solo shot, so Boston out to that early lead, 3-0 after 1 at Fenway. Back to you.
Well, they got the home crowd rocking tonight at Fenway. Could be a long night for the Birds. Michael Brantley tied the game with a 2-out, 2-run double in the 6th at the time at 5 apiece. Slow tapper. Vizquel goes to second, and they get out number 2 on the force of Marte. And with 2 down, it'll bring up Asdrubal Cabrera, who is 1 for 4. He drove in a pair of runs back in the 5th inning with a double. Fans, Sports Time Ohio is your home for high school sports, and Friday night at 11, we'll bring you the Mentor Cardinals as they take on the Solon Comets. High school football Friday night at 11, only on Sports Time Ohio. A couple of big schools going at it this week. Cabrera looks at a ball up high. C.J. Wilson behind Cabrera 2-0, but with 2 outs, trying to send this game to the 9th inning while keeping the Rangers in front by 2. Up the middle, and it's through. Brantley will hit second. He'll turn and burn and get to third. Indians at the corners with 2 down. As Asdrubal Cabrera picks up his 2nd hit of the ball game. And it will give Shin-Soo Choo a chance to bat here.
You know, that's hit number 13 now for the Indians, and they're finding their way to get on base. Wilson threw the bare hand up there, but it gets through. He fell behind Cabrera, and the year that Asdrubal is having, there's no stopping him. So with 2 outs, and that's when they've done a lot of the damage. Here we go again. It's up to Choo.
Well, let's see. C.J. Wilson left on left this year. A 165 average.
Yeah, he doesn't give up many hits to left-handed batters.
No homers. Only 13 for 79.
Yeah. So you got to battle. This is a tough at-bat here.
Up high, ball 1. Tommy Hunter started for Texas, went 5 1/3, allowed 5 runs on 8 hits. Neftali Feliz, an inning and 2/3, gave up a run on 3 hits. And now C.J. Wilson here in the 8th. 1-1 the count.
You know, when you look at the Indians tonight, they are 7 for 22 with less than 2 outs, 6 for 13 with 2 outs. So they have had their 2-out hitting shoes on tonight.
Well, the Tribe has given the Rangers a battle here this evening.
Yes, they have.
After falling behind 4-0 and then 5-1. 1-1 pitch. Broken bat. Blooper left field. It's going to drop. Brantley scores. Cabrera stops at second. It's a 1-run game. Shin-Soo Choo's 2nd hit of the evening. his 75th run batted in on the year.
Boy, and they continue to get 2 out hitting. And, you know, the thing of it is, he was staying inside on Chu with the fastball, and he jammed him. He made a good pitch. Chu did a better job of just fighting it off and getting it off his hands. Nice job by Chu. Drops it in there into left field. It's an 8-7 ball game. And you've got Johnny Peralta up now.
Ranger bullpen is scrambling to get busy. Peralta with a chance to be the hero here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He doubled back in the 4th, 1 for 4 on the night. He was robbed of a hit in the 7th inning on a sensational play in the hole by Rangers shortstop Elvis Andrus.
This used to be old-style Indians baseball. You score about 3 in the bottom of the 8th, and you come get 3 outs, and you go home a winner.
Now let's turn back the clock.
I would love to.
Oh, Peralta lost his toe hold.
Well, he was looking fastball first pitch, and he got the slider, the back foot slider. I mean, that's a nasty pitch, and Johnny already committed, and he loses his footing. See that back foot came out of the toe hold.
Yeah.
Nothing to hold him up, so he went down.
Up high, 1-1. There is right-hander Frank Francisco listening for Texas. Francisco with 22 saves on the year. Peralta chased a high heater, and it's 1-2. Tying run at second base in the form of his Dribble Cabrera. Shin-Soo Choo, go-ahead run at first base. 2 down, last of the 8th. Two and two.
Well, I wonder if he wanted to see if Johnny would chase that pitch up in the zone to set him up for this one here, that slider down and in that he started him off with. You know, to put him away with.
He went back to it, but Peralta able to lay off this time, and the count goes full. So the runners will be off on this 3-2 pitch with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Oh, boy, you find a gap.
The Indians down a run. But Chu, who runs well, is at first, and he'll get a good head start.
Yes, he will, and he could find one just a little to the right or left of one of those fielders, and he could score.
Runners are off. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Well, the Indians get a run closer. 8-7 Texas as we go to the 9th. Top of the order, Julio Bourbon. Catches the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Texas trying to hang on for their 77th win of the year.
No, they have never trailed in this game.
There's a long fly ball, deep right field, and that's going to give him some insurance. Julio Bourbon with his second home run of the game. He had one home run on the year coming in.
That's amazing. He hit the his first second home run, or the first in this game, back in the third inning, down about the same spot. And that is the fourth home run for the Rangers. And for Bourbon, his second of the game, a little slider. Looked like down and in, and he just golfs that one out.
Now Elvis Andrus looks at a strike. He doubled in a run back in the fifth. Walked, stole two bases, and scored in the seventh inning. The 0-1 down and away. How many times the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays going to play this week? Seems like they've played five times already.
Yeah.
Pitches outside.
Well, right now, Tampa doesn't want to play them. They're
hurting them.
Yeah, the Yankees are hurting them. Plus, they're losing guys left and right.
Two-one pitch, outside, 3-1. Fouled away, full count.
Okay, thanks, pal. Just watch him pitch.
And the payoff pitch. Weekly hit toward first. Marte will flip it to Todd covering. One down. Game two of this twilight doubleheader will come your way just about 1/2 hour after we wrap up game one. Just keep it tuned right here to STL.
And if they're in a hurry, maybe 20 minutes.
Maybe quicker.
Yeah, right.
As you said, time enough to change your jersey and grab a couple of bites of a sandwich and get back out there.
That's right. A couple sips of coffee and go get them.
Kinsler fouled that one off toward
maybe
the Ranger
a little
dugout.
different spread in that clubhouse today, though. Back when we had Cy, we had maybe a bologna sandwich or something.
Nothing wrong with a little Oscar Mayer in between games.
We had to fight for the bread. We only had one loaf of bread in there for the whole team. Didn't know if they were going to come back or if there was any mustard in the jar.
I couldn't imagine being in a clubhouse with one loaf of bread and you got guys like Lenny Barker and Jim Bibby maybe.
Well, it would be
rolling
gone
around
before the time you got in. They ate it in about the sixth inning of game one. You never got in there. There was no food.
1-1. Rifled foul left side. Cy, if you're out there listening, I wish you'd call in and defend yourself.
No,
here.
Cy doesn't have to. He was the best. We didn't need sandwiches. We didn't need food. Just make sure after game two that beer was cold.
Sure he never failed you there. 1-2 pitch. Boy, awfully close. He evens the count at 2-2. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. 2 down. Well, unlike nowadays, Rick, back when you guys played at the old stadium, it wasn't like in between games you could go in and lounge on the couches in the clubhouse.
No, that's true. Tony does a great job in there now. It's the Taj Mahal.
Well, they've got the luxuries. I mean, what do you guys? You got a stool, and that was about it.
Yeah.
You could lay on the trunks, maybe.
No air conditioning.
Those old trunks would be in the middle of the room.
No, that's where you had to eat. You get your hockey pucks, which were hamburgers back then.
Set a little placemat on the trunk.
You didn't want to eat, believe me.
Aaron Laffey will get the ball in Game 2 tonight for the Tribe, looking for his 8th win of the year, going up against Brandon McCarthy, a 6-game winner for Texas. Marlon Byrd, a late swing. He's had a good first game of this doubleheader. 3 for 3, intentionally walked in the 5th inning, couple of singles, and a big 3-run homer in the 7th.
That was the difference in that ball game. It made it 8-5 at the time.
Off the end of the bat, and he's going to one-hop it into center field for his 4th hit of the night.
He's having the start of a terrific day if he plays Game 2, and I'm sure he will.
Might have sacrificed a bat in the process. But
oh, you don't mind. That's beautiful. That'll go down as a hero on the base hit. All smiles for Bird tonight.
At the other end of the spectrum is Nelson Cruz, who is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. As you said,
now this
with
is
a
the
doubleheader, you could have a great day or you could have an awful day.
And you're seeing it number 4 and 5 in their lineup. Now, if this holds up the way it is, 9-7 or something, this is the guy you'd give a second game off to, because that swing right there after striking out 3 times, he's got no clue at the plate today. And this is their power hitter. And he hung him one inside.
Deep left field. It's over Laporta's head, off the fence. Bird flying into third. He'll get the stop sign there.
Well, now he may go back into the lineup.
Yeah, he may have just bought himself another
couple you're just one swing away. And the mistake was made by just Todd, because he threw him the breaking ball. Anything away he couldn't touch. Look where he sends this one. This was middle of the plate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about the only thing he could hit today. And he does. He doesn't miss it. He hits it off the wall. So it's back-to-back hits with 2 outs. It's 12 hits now for the Rangers. And the Indians cannot afford to give up any more. They're going to walk
David Murphy. Go right on right against Pudge Rodriguez, who waits on deck. There's Mike Gosling, left-hander, warming in the bullpen. We would probably see him if Jeff Todd does not retire Pudge Rodriguez. He's up in case the inning stays alive, and Chris Davis would come to the bat. But Carl Willis wants to go out and talk to Jeff Todd and hope he can.
Well, they're just giving time for Gosling to get warm, and because he's scheduled, like you said, if he reaches, then he's gone. But this is critical in this ball game. I mean, he's already given up the solo home run to lead the inning off. If he allows any further damage, and they have a chance to poke a hole in it right here. They really do. I mean, the Indians' offense, they battled back. They came to within one. Any time that they battled back, they tied it up in the 6th. They gave up the 3-run homer in the 7th. They battled back in the 7th and the 8th. They give up the home run in the 9th. You know, their pitching hasn't been able to hold them. They have not been able to stop the momentum of the Rangers. They've been able to come back, and unfortunately, That is a little demoralizing after a while to an offense.
Well, this is a bullpen that has been very sharp of late, but tonight everybody's been touched up for some runs. Slider down low, ball one. Jensen Lewis, an inning and a third, allowed 1 run. Chris Perez, 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs. Jess Todd has worked an inning and 2/3, and he's allowed 1 run so far. Hit to right field. Chu racing over near the line, reaches out, can't make the catch. It's a fair ball, and then I believe it goes up into
Double,
the seats.
yeah.
And it's going to be a double, and 2 runs are going to score.
And he's got to go back to third base.
So the Rangers pick up 3 here in the 9th, and they're still batting.
All with 2 outs, too. It was the 2-out single, the double, the intentional walk, and now another double.
And we've got a timeout here at Progressive Field as Eric Wedge will go back to the bullpen. But another look, Chu almost got to it, but could not quite make the grab. And the Rangers get 2 runs. So they've scored 3 times here in the 9th, and they now lead it 11-7. We'll be right back. Gosling comes on now for the Indians. Left-hander making his 9th appearance of the year.
Well, and it is now 11-7 Rangers.
Popped him up, first pitch. Peralta back, foul territory, inning over. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Tribe down 4. here at Progressive Field. And Frank Francisco will come on to try to finish things off for Texas.
Well, although it's not a safe situation, he was up getting loose. So why not? You bring him in, let him close it out, and hopefully he can have a quick 1-2-3 inning. But boy, the Rangers kept scoring. 6 out of the 9 innings, they put runs on the board. In the 7th and the 9th, they put 3 spots on the board. They put 3-pointers, and that, the offense for the Indians kept coming back, and it's just too much.
Texas must feel like they're in Arlington.
Well, tonight with the 4 home runs, they have 5 doubles. I mean, the 9 extra base hits out of their 13 hits.
Rick, 7 of the 9 Rangers starters have hits. All 7 have at least 1 extra base hit.
Yeah, that's their extra base hits.
Spreading it out.
Yes, they are. They've done some damage to the Tribe pitching today.
Travis Hafner homered his last time up. Takes a strike outside corner. Pop foul. And the 0-2 line toward left field, a base hit. Travis Hafner's 3rd hit of the night. The Indians have 5 hitters with multiple hits in the game. Hafner leads the way with 3. And we'll bring up Luis Valbuena, who drove in a run with a sac fly in the 4th inning. Had a bunt single in the 7th. The 0-1. Right back over the screen. Aaron Laffey, Brandon McCarthy will square off in Game 2 of this Twilight doubleheader. Coming up next right here on Sports Time
18 runs in Game 1, 28 hits. What's in store for Game 2?
Yeah, and the Indians offensively started out slow, but they really picked up momentum starting in that 4th inning. They only had 2 hits through the first 3. But they've had multiple hits in every inning since. Ground ball gets by the pitcher, backhanded by Kinsler to second for 1. Andrus' throw off line into the dugout it goes, and Valbuena will go down to second base. So Andrus, after taking the feed, I'm not sure if Hafner got into him a little bit there, but his throw was well off the mark.
Yes, it was, and it goes into the dugout, and that allows Valbuena to go, so it'll be an error now on Texas.
I don't think Hafner really bothered him too much. He did his job, but Andrus just misfired. Matt Laporta 1 for 4 with a double. High fly ball. Deep left field. Bourbon watching it leave. Deep into the seats and the bleachers, and Matt Laporta with a 2-run homer, his 4th blast of the year. And it's an 11-9 ball game.
Boy, oh boy. This has been some kind of ball game.
Still only 1 out in the inning. And the Indians are to within 2 runs again.
That's 16 extra base hits now out of the 29. Going to be another Pepsi home run replay for Matt Laporta getting his 4th. Francisco leaves a ball up in the zone, and Laporta takes advantage. 11-9.
Andy Marte looks at a strike. Marte fouls it over the head of Joel Skinner, the third base coach. Now the 0-2. Missed down low with it. Francisco deals, and Marte with a slow chopper to third. Omar Vizquel will throw him out. 2 down. Time now to get a look at our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game. Marlon Byrd, perfect on the night. 4 for 4, 3-run homer. And he's done a number on the Tribe this year.
And there's another one to go.
Lou Marson, 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the 5th. He has walked tonight as well. Trying to keep this game alive, bring the tying run to the plate. Fouled away. 0-2 the count. Checking for a crack. The 11 runs, 13 hits for Texas. 9 runs, 16 hits for the Tribe. The 0-2 in the dirt. Francisco with a 1-2 pitch. And it's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If Marson should reach, then Michael Brantley would be next for the Tribe.
Well, and that would represent the tying run.
Line drive caught by Ian Kinsler, and the game is over. So the Indians gave it a valiant effort, but trying to play comeback all day long, their rally falls short here in the bottom of the 9th. Texas a winner tonight. 11-9 is your final score. Time now for the key play of the game, presented by KeyBank. Banking home